Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be unboxing another pair of football boots for you guys. In this box here, I have the Nike Zoom Mercurial Vapor 16 Elite AG Pro in the Prism Pack colorway, otherwise denoted by the colors of Ocean Cube Pink Blast. This is going to be a pretty quick unboxing because if you saw my last boot unboxing, I unboxed the same boot, but in the Mad Energy colorway pack. So there really isn't much to go over to really ramble about this time, apart from looking at the colorway and maybe some extra little tidbits about the boots, as I have a pair and I've been using them for a while. So yeah, let's just open this box up. See, there's the right boot. Looks pretty good. Now we have the left boot. As you can see, AG plate. Put that down. And last, but certainly not least, you get the string bag. It's this kind of like a grayish color with sky blue colorings of Nike football written all over it and a nice giant pink swoosh over it. So yeah, I'll set everything up and we'll get straight into the unboxing. So like all other unboxings on my channel, I'm going to start out by giving you guys some basic facts about the football boot. Then we're going to move on to the colorway because that's honestly the most important thing to touch on with this boot. I've already done an unboxing of the Vapor 16 AG Pro in a different colorway, so most of the details that you guys need to know about the actual boot will be there, as well as in my other Vapor 16 unboxing video all the way back from 2024. After that, we're going to move into some tech specs, talk about it really briefly, do an on-feet showcase so you guys can see what they look like on feet, and just wrap up the video from there. So to start out, this is the Nike Zoom Mercurial Vapor 16 Elite in the AG Pro stud pattern. This is part of the Prism pack, which released back in April of 2025 for the 2024-25 season, and it was the last pack technically for that season if you don't count the Fear Nothing pack that was dropped for the Club World Cup and the Women's Euros. This colorway in particular features the base color of Ocean Cube, which is a really darkish bluish gray with Pink Blast as an accent. And with the boots themselves, they retail for $340 Canadian with their regular pricing. However, being that this is the outgoing model, this colorway I got on sale for around $250, almost $100 off of its normal retail price. So that's very good, something I'm very happy about, and honestly a large reason as to why I picked up this football boot. Touching on the colorway, this is one that is kind of grown on me. When it first dropped, if you guys checked my TikTok, I actually made a post about the pack in general and how for the most part, it was an okay pack. My favorite boot from that pack was the Phantom GX2 / Luna 2. I thought that like kind of peach color fading into the pink looked absolutely amazing. And I didn't really like the Tiempos, but with the Mercurials, I thought they were just okay. In my opinion, they felt like kind of a inversion of the Mad Energy pack, which came right before the Prism pack. As you know, the swoosh was now pink, whereas the Mad Energy was blue. This was more of a crimsonish red, whereas it's now kind of a cool gray / blue, whatever. This was blue, swoosh was pink, etc. You know, it just felt like a complete inversion. And as such, I thought it was kind of unoriginal. And also, I just felt that it didn't stand out the way a Mercurial should. Like when I look at a Mercurial, I'm used to like vibrant, bright colors that really pop and let you know that whoever's wearing this is like that tricky winger or that flashy player that you need to be aware of and constantly on alert for. But now that I have them in hand, they're definitely a lot better looking than I thought they were. Especially like seeing them in pictures and like on certain players like Martin Odegaard, for example, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, in different like playing circumstances. The boots did look a lot better, and I like the way that it stands out just enough with the Pink Blast accents against like the kind of dull exterior, because it still makes the boots pop in a certain way. And while it's not like something ultra vibrant like the Mad Energy pack, it's still sleek, it's still flashy, it still exudes speed, I suppose. And that's something that a Mercurial should do no matter what the colorway is. When I rated these boots, I gave them a 7 out of 10, which is not bad, honestly. But honestly, now that I have them and I've really taken the time to enjoy the colorway, I think I could probably bump it up to maybe an 8 out of 10, 8.5. These are genuinely a very good looking pair of boots. And I like how, like, when you wear them with like darker clothing, like they kind of pop just enough, like I mentioned, to kind of give you that sense of flashiness, but they're still subtle enough to where they're not going to be distracting on feet when you're like dribbling or looking at the ball. Given the fact that I've already done two separate unboxings of the Vapor 16 Elite on my channel, this part of the video is going to be the shortest because I've already talked about the tech features of it very frequently. But if you guys would like to learn more in depth about those tech features, check out either one of those unboxings, and also stay tuned because I'll have a review coming soon on the Vapor 16 in general, where I'll touch on all of the different tech features and how I think they work after having owned the boots for about a year or so. But anyways, to start out, we're going to look at the upper really quickly. The upper is a three-piece knit conglomeration or composite, if that's what you want to call it. Basically, you have grip knit running through the kind of central area, and this is where the ball is going to be making the most contact with the foot. It's basically like this matted fly knit material that has silicone interwoven into it to provide extra grip on the ball, and it is noticeable to some degree. It does make the ball feel a bit more connected to your foot, and it can take some getting used to because of the tactility of the upper. But once you get used to it, it's very fun and very easy to use. And the best part is that it's still very malleable and flexible, like normal Flyknit, which is fantastic. Running through the actual center where the lacing system is true Flyknit. This is just regular Flyknit, not reinforced by anything or interwoven with anything, and that's to help you get the boots on very simply. And then this part's here that look more glossy around the entire football boot, that's Atom Knit, which is Flyknit that's been reinforced to give you guys a bit of structure around the foot so that when you're cutting and changing directions, the knit as a whole isn't feeling too sloppy and like breaking off. It gives you a nice amount of zonal stretch while also providing a great amount of support for those changes of direction, but those comfortable feelings that you want when you're doing those things. When you move to the heel, you can see you have a very narrow sculpted heel opening, some small heel pillows on the inside. The heel counter is what they do on pro issue boots these days. The top half is hollow so that it doesn't press and rub against the Achilles tendon with too much pain or too much friction, while the internal plastic heel counter, which you guys can see right here, is very solid but lowered. So it provides a good amount of support again, but a great amount of comfort. Lacing system is a central lacing system, very no nonsense, dual lace hole setup, so it provides a little bit more lockdown coverage across the sides. But apart from that, it's just a lacing system. And then when you move into the actual outsole of the football boots, I was about to say foot of the boots, but the outsole of the football boots, you can see this is the most important part of the boots. And I'll actually switch to the other boot because it says it right there on the side. This is the AG plate. As you guys can see, the chevron bladed studs and the other bladed studs get replaced with 10 conical studs that run from the actual base of the foot or the front of the foot to the back of the foot. And this provides you with the ability to twist and pivot much more freely on artificial grass, which is great because for all of us Mercurial users out there, it sucks when you're trying to change direction and you're getting so much grip that when you change direction, you feel it in your knees and you feel it in your ankles. Especially for someone like me who's had tons of injuries to these joints, this sole plate has been a godsend, and I absolutely love using the Mad Energy colorway of this boot when I'm playing on turf. It's like a dream getting the comfort from the Air Zoom unit and the actual Flyknit upper, but also now being able to enjoy turning, twisting, and pivoting because I'm not feeling so much force going through my joints, and that's a fantastic feeling. With regards to the actual outsole, as you guys know, it's the 3/4 length Air Zoom unit, which, very solid, has a nice cushiony feel to it running through here. When you step, it pushes back, so it makes a nice feeling, makes you feel comfortable, but also it has a little bit of responsiveness, so you feel a little springy on foot when you're making those changes of direction. And as such, it's a fun, kind of gimmicky, but also useful sole play in that regard, and unlike anything that you can get on the market. Definitely one of the best things about this boot is the uniqueness that you get from this outsole. And with regards to actual stiffness, snackback, and rigidity, if I just take out this paper inserts, as you guys can see, forefoot, very snappy. And then, of course, you can see the midfoot, very stable, very solid. Not much else you can really say about it. So clearly, it's just a solid package overall. And yeah, tech-wise, something that Nike has done a very good job in engineering. On feet, I can without a doubt say that the Mercurial Vapor 16 is one of the most, if not the most comfortable boots I've ever worn. Certainly the most comfortable speed boot I've ever worn, without a doubt. This knit upper is fantastic. It stretches and moves in the right spots. It gives you the freedom to wiggle and move your toes around, but it also locks you so perfectly. It feels like a sock because that's what it's supposed to be. But a sock that just lets you feel free, breathe, and move while also keeping you structured and, stiff in the right places. I really love that about this football boot. Underfoot, you have that Air Zoom unit that's doing a great job of providing some push off and springiness. It makes it feel like whenever you take a step, you're walking on a cloud. That's something I really love, and especially for someone with bad joints like myself, anything that provides me some cushion is fantastic because it means when I'm playing footy, I'm not going to feel the pain as much in my joints. Of course, with the AG stud pattern, as you guys can see, the ability to twist and pivot is fantastic. Very simple, very easy, much better than what you get with the FG stud pattern. So that's again why I buy these. And the fit in the heel is fantastic. Just everything about this boot I absolutely love. If you guys don't know this about me, but I actually like to pick up at least one Vapor and one Superfly from every generation because they hold a special part in my heart. It's like my favorite pair of boots ever from when I first started playing soccer. But for this generation, I plan to pick up far more colorways, like maybe 5 to 6 colorways between Superflies and Vapors because genuinely, I love these football boots. They fit me almost perfectly, like out of the box, super soft, super comfortable. I think the only thing that fits near the same would be my Phantom Venoms, which I stopped wearing because they were just a little too short for my toes. But these fit me absolutely perfectly. They feel amazing. They look amazing. And I don't want to make the same mistake I made with the Vapor 13 Superfly 7 because I love that boot as well. But I only bought one colorway in the Superfly, and that was AG, and now it's ruined. For these, I'm going to go all out, and I'm going to try and pick up as many colorways as I can, particularly in the AG Pro stud pattern, because the one, studs are long enough that if I need to use them on grass, I can get away with it. And two, it's going to be great for my joints as I age, allowing me to, play with the boost that I want, but at the same time, still keep my joints feeling healthy and, blessed. So stay tuned. You guys are going to see tons of Mercurial colorways on this channel. I guarantee it. With regards to the actual colorway, I don't want to, sign off before talking about that, but like I said, it looked beautiful in hand and on feet. It looks just as good. Very nice. Against the white socks, you can see that it pops just that little bit with the white, or not the white, the pink blast accents, but it's kind of dulled down a bit with that ocean cube main color. Doesn't pop too much, but doesn't like hide from the spotlight too much either. And it just makes for such a great looking football boot combo. So yeah, very solid. Love these boots. I'm definitely very glad to have them. Can't wait to get them on pitch and, start putting up some bangers with them. So anyways, that's it really for this unboxing. It's nothing too crazy. I already unboxed a pair of the AG plate version of this football boot, as I've mentioned countless times throughout this video. So I just really want to show you guys a new pickup I got and, give a little bit of insight into it if you're someone who wants the boots and doesn't know anything about them. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know if you like these football boots, if you have them, what you think about the AG plate, etc., etc. Yeah, that's really it. Just like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but whatever you feel like doing to show that you appreciate the channel, I really appreciate, because just any view, any comment, any like, any subscription, whatever, it means a lot to me, and it shows me that you guys really like the content, you want to see more. So with that all out of the way, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.